Everything here should be set up. Yes. We will start here for today. But first, it seems that I'm live now. Welcome everybody to the stream. Today we're doing another feedback stream, as usual for the Sundays. For those that are joining the first time, you can submit your tracks right here. You can join my Discord, just scroll down over here and then you see feedback on stream. And then you can just place your track in the queue right here. Fish Vendra, how are you doing? Mindbee, welcome, welcome. I'm doing very well, a little bit tired, not as tired as I thought I would be after a night of clubbing. I'm turning 27 very soon, so I can feel that I'm not as good at clubbing as I was 5 years ago. At least the staying awake part and not having or not lacking any energy the day after. But it's still fine. I still had an enjoyable evening and I had a lot of fun. Greedo, welcome as well. How are you doing? Anyway, let's start with the first track. This was submitted last week, but a little bit too late, as you can see. Only 3 hours late. So he said, I'll try again next week, but I'm just going to play this track. So whenever he comes on, we can just refer him to the beginning of the stream. Was it nice, the clubbing night? Yes, very much. Very enjoyable. Although the music that they played... So it was like a psytrance night. That's when I go clubbing. They have a club in Parma where they do it once a month on like the last Saturday of the month, I guess. And normally when they play psytrance, there's 2 rooms, but last night there was just 1 room, and the room that is normally like the more full-on kind of psytrance, the stuff that I like, was closed. Instead, there was like an outside bit. There was no DJ there, but they had like a mix playing and a few lights and stuff like that as well. So there was still the same amount of space, but it's just like just one stage. And on that other stage, they only played like offbeat psy. Not tuned, welcome, welcome. So it was like Goa Minimale, and then it went into more almost like a psy techno kind of thing. They played one track that had a rolling bass line in it, and it was a high-tech remix of some popular song. I forgot even which song it was. And then after that, it went back to the normal, like 150 BPM minimal Goa kind of thing. It's not my favorite type of music. It's not my favorite type of psytrance, but I mean, for a night out, if you're going clubbing, it is very, very good. It is very nice. I can see the appeal in that it's a little bit slower, so maybe a little bit easier to dance to if you're more mainstream than the rolling bass line. Right? That's kind of the appeal of the prog kind of stuff and the Goa Minimal and that kind of stuff. But still, it was very, very good. And I hope next time, if I go, that they have the other room open again as well. I don't even go every month, but like once every 2, 3, something like that. Anyway, let's get into the feedback. We're going to start, as I said, with Phil Lil, who might join the stream later, but we'll just tell him that we've already listened to his track. Because I don't know, he might not make it again, and in that case I do want to give feedback on the track, right? So, this is Funk Inc. 2024 by Phil Lil. Some downloading issues here. I hope it's not too loud, by the way. I like the guitar, just think it should have a little bit more stereo width. The rest of the mix sounds very, very nice as well. I still have my speakers on. Enough. What I would suggest is that the kick is a little bit longer. You can have that longer so that it kind of adds a little bit of extra power to this part over here. I do like the tone of the kick and bass though. To add a little bit of bounce to those hi-hats there, because now they feel very, very static. At this point, what I would do with stuff like the guitar here is just stop playing it for a little while, so that when you play it again, maybe in the breakdown or somewhere later on in the drop, towards like the 7-minute mark of a track like this, it gets a little bit more impact, because otherwise it feels like it's constantly playing. Not really a fan of the tone of the open hi-hat, but I am a fan of what you're doing with it. All those little switches and stuff like that. I like this a lot. The little fills there with the acoustic drums help it sound more rocky as well. It's not just the guitar, which I really like. I'm getting some errors with the YouTube dashboard telling me that there's some connection issues. I also see very low concurrent viewers, so I hope everything is okay with the stream. Maybe just an issue on YouTube end. A little bit loud there. I've noticed that more with some of the transition elements in this track, is that they tend to take up the forefront. Which generally with transition items you don't really want, because they should help support the main elements, right? They shouldn't overtake them. This is really nice. This part here, I do find it hard to focus on which of the two elements you want, because there's this ARP in there and then there's the lower kind of rumbly. My concurrent viewers does seem to have gone down a little bit, so maybe, yeah, I'm getting another error again. But I don't see anything on my OBS side. Anyway, what I wanted to say here for this, the two sequences that are in this part of the track, they're both mixed at kind of like the same priority. And yes, one is a little bit lower in the frequency range than the other. But it's hard for us to focus on one of them. If you want that ARP to stand out, you just mix the ARP a little bit louder and make that other one a little bit quieter. That way you have like one main element, one support element, and then more stuff underneath, which is usually like effects and stuff like that. In this case, you basically have two competing main elements. And obviously, you can also do the other one. If you want the other one to be the main element, you can mix the ARP a little bit quieter. In that case, I would almost say just completely remove the ARP and then fully focus the mix on that other kind of like drum rumbly sequence that you have going on there as well. Mikke, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. I hope that was helpful. I hope the feedback was helpful. Obviously, I cannot tell because you're not here probably in the chat. But we just listened to Phil Lil, who last week submitted his track late. So we decided to start with that. And now we're going to continue with this track over here. There's multiple links for it, so I'm just going to use the SoundCloud link. That's easiest for me. But this is Trip to the East. I guess Synesthesia and John Esperar are the artists, and the track name is called Trip to the East. Let's see here. It's taking a little bit of time to load here. Let's see. There we are. Some really cool modulated atmosphere here. It would maybe be nice to also have a respace under this, kind of like slowly come in and then towards the drop. I don't know how this part progresses, but if it just kind of continues like this into the drop, you can kind of fade it out again as well. In this case, you're choosing to already introduce the bass, so you wouldn't have any space here. Usually when I do these kind of build-ups where I have bass coming in before the drop actually starts, what I would do is lower that volume of the bass, so once the drop actually plays, now you can hear it doesn't really have any impact when the drop starts to play. If you lower the volume of the bass before the drop and then you turn it up as the drop plays, you get a little bit more power out of it. I do like your kick and bass tone. Let's check the cleanliness. I guess you could fade out a little bit more. It doesn't seem like you're really fading into it. I guess the transient is pushed up a little bit here. So yeah, you would need to clean the kick and bass, resample the kick and bass. Personally, I do think that there's a little bit more that you could do to improve the kick and bass in particular. I like the rest of the elements. There's a lot of cool, interesting things happening. Here overall, in this part, I would argue for a breakdown like this, you would usually have a little bit of a mid-range element in there, something like a pad to keep the stability of it. What I would like to point out in the kick and bass though is that you should probably low cut your kick around like 10k and then your bass line at around 8k. That's usually what I do in order to make sure that you have the space for the top drums. And I do that like throughout the whole track. So that's like a mixing thing. It's just a low pass on there because you don't need those high frequencies anyway. And there with the kicks that we saw, those rolling kicks, you also would need to clean that if you want the maximum punch for your kick and bass. I was just gonna let the break play like this, because I think it's a really cool idea. The only note that I do want to give you is that you're a little bit too wide here on this element. I think I'm back, I hope. I'm just quickly on this screen over here to show you what I mean with the viewership issue. It looked like it was going up and it was bumping up here, and then it just crashed. So I'm assuming that this is people kind of crashing out, just like I was crashing out now with my own stream, that it's maybe crashing for other people. Do you guys remember, I guess it was like last year, October-ish, maybe November, we also had a time period where the streams would just crash continuously for people. And I would also have this phenomenon where a lot of people just couldn't get in. I think that is happening now, because there's consistently a few people that seem to be able to get into the stream, and the rest seems to have issues, just like not being able to connect or something like that. Because there were a lot of people joining in immediately, right? We got up until 13 viewers, and then it just dropped from there. So I'm assuming that that's what's happening, because this isn't normal. Like, normally it would stay up for a while, the viewership. I'm going to quickly grab my phone so I can check the stream on my phone to see if I can see if there's any issue. I can check the stream on my phone to see if I can see if there's any issue. Now we have Inception happening. I mean, it is looking good on my end on my phone as well, just in the YouTube app. I don't get why there would be so few viewers then. I don't know, I'm just going to continue, and if there's continuous problems like this with the stream crashing, we'll figure it out after that. Projectception, yes. I think this is the next one, right? These are the same one. Yes, we've had this track over here. We are with Groove City by Demma. 150F final mix. Let's see. Hello, Sai. Welcome. Demma, I hope you're here as well. Maybe a problem with the internet. We've had this before. We've had this before, as I said, in October last year, I think. Something like that. Where a lot of people just couldn't connect to the stream. But they could still type in the chat, I believe. Because that's how I found out that time. My internet is also phenomenally slow today. Google Drive is always slow, but it's a lot slower now. I'm going to wait for it to load a little bit so we don't get those continuous pauses. I'm in, bro. Nice, nice. Is it gonna continue to do this? Yeah, now profile pictures for some reason aren't showing in the chat either. I think I just might have slow internet today. OBS reconnection. Okay, so it crashed again, but this time it automatically fixed itself, I guess. My internet went clubbing last night. Yes. That is what happened. Does this mean that this is... It is still downloading. In the meantime, we can check out this track and then we'll get back to Demma here. This is Mika. Void, There Is Any God. I guess Void is again the artist name. There Is Any God. It's still crashing. It's still not good enough. The bitrate. It still cannot keep up. I know, yeah, it starts happen when, or it happens when you start a song. That can be because then, yeah, I'm downloading something. I'm grabbing a little bit more of the network for something else. But the stream should be uploading, not downloading. So that shouldn't really be too big of an issue. And then again, it never happens otherwise. This thing is almost done downloading, by the way, the Groove City one. I'll try one more time. If I crash one more time, let's do it like this. It fixes itself, but keeps freezing. It seems like it. You know, I think it might be better that I do this tomorrow. I know many people are free today, but if the stream keeps doing it like this, I cannot even give proper feedback because the song just doesn't want to play like that and stuff like that. It's annoying. It's like, for a few people it seems fine to work after a while, but it's like also the low viewership suggests to me that there's still people that are having issues with the stream. And of course I'm also continuously crashing, so that doesn't help either with the viewer experience. Goedenavond. Dankjewel, jij ook. It does seem to go up now. Maybe this fixed it. Maybe this time it works. Let's see. Okay, we have the demo track that we can listen to. So for everybody wondering, we are going to be playing this track over here. Then this one is also downloading now. So that seems nice. Maybe restarting the stream could be a fix. I've restarted it twice already. Every time it crashed, I have to restart it. It either does that manually or it either does that automatically for like a very short pause. Or if it's a really big freeze, then I have to manually stop streaming and start streaming again. So I did do that. And I hope now that it's a little bit better. It seems like the viewership is suddenly going up a little bit at least. So that would suggest to me that now people are able to come in more. So let's see. Groove City. Not really an intro. I do like a clean kick and bass here. Overall, the mix is nice and flat up until this point. That's always something that you'd like to see. It means that you have to do less work in the mastering stage. I do think a little bit of width on the higher harmonics of the stereo of the bass could be nice. A little bit of stereo width. Now we do have some really stereo elements present in this part here. In terms of the synths, that is. And we lost him. I do see the messages in the chat. I hope everybody is still here and can see me again. But I think it is better that I do this tomorrow if the internet is more stable. Unfortunately, it's, I guess, just my system be having issues, something like that. I don't, maybe the weather influences it, that kind of stuff. Because I'm on a 4G modem. So it's not the best solution. But yeah, it's crashing again. It's just quickly disconnecting. I see in the chat again and we lost him, so it seems... But even for me the experience is strange, because the profile pictures that I see in the chat here, they usually show up immediately when you type your message, but they take a while to load for me now. So even on my end, the internet is just wonky. And if I just play the track offline, I think if I play it here, it's going to cause issues again. I'm already again going lower without even playing it. I'm again disconnecting here. So I can see down here like my rate. If it's at 4K or above, that's good, but I can just see it dip down sometimes. Also, there's inception happening. I can point to myself. You guys should subscribe to that guy over there. He knows what he's doing. I can place it right here. This guy. This guy is awesome. I don't know if we're going to catch it, but you can see here the stream time from when I had to restart it as well. Very unstable. It is indeed. I think it's better that I do this at a moment when it's more stable. It's unfortunate because I know that a lot of people, it's in their system, right? That the Sunday evening is the feedback stream. I think wider is not recommended for bass. You can do whatever you want. If you like it on your bass sounds, then you can use whatever you want. Personally, I don't like the texture that it brings to your bass sound if you use it for stereo widening. But if you like it, then that's all that matters. Anyway, I'll try again tomorrow, because today is just not happening. I see constant dips in connection and stuff like that. I know, as I said, it's unfortunate for those that have made it their schedule that I stream the Sunday evening. Overall, I know that there's a lot fewer people there if I do it during the week, because I've done it once or twice before. But I do want to have the stream be of such a quality that those that get feedback can actually interact with the stream and don't have to worry about connection issues. What I'll do is I'll do tomorrow at the same time, and I'll also again put out a notification so that you guys know that the feedback stream is happening tomorrow, and then we'll try again and hope for the best. And then I'm just going to start over. We're just going to completely like disregard this stream, forget that it ever happened. We'll go back into the tracks that we listened to today, which is this one and this one, and we tried to start on this one here, but this one failed. So we'll continue that tomorrow. I do agree. Last thing I'll say is, anyway, I'm crashing again, so I'm just gonna go. Yeah, I'm crashing again, so I'm just going to go and we'll try again tomorrow. See you guys.